Okay guys, welcome to my video. I'm your host Asian MMA. Today my topic is pro wrestlers crossing over to MMA. This topic came up because recently we've seen Bobby Lashley lose, we've seen Brock Lesnar defeat Carwin, and recently Dave Bautista got onto the lights went off. 1 second. Let me turn that on. This could go on the bloopers reel, but whoa. That's probably gonna start an electrical fire right there. There we go. Don't ask me what that's about, but anyways, where was I? Bobby Lashley, he lost. Brock Lesnar just won, and Dave Bautista is in. He's training with Cesar Gracie camp. You know, Nick Diaz, Mayhem Miller, Gil Melendez, all those guys. And this topic came up, and I heard a lot of negative responses saying, "Dude, why is this guy going into MMA? He's gonna ruin everything." Then here's my reply: why not? You know, just 2 words. Why not? You know, if you're watching this video, you have something for MMA, unless you're just subscribed to me because you love me. You know, I thank you for you loving me. But anyways, obviously you have a thing for MMA. That's like me basically saying, you know, you guys watching this video, you should never watch MMA, you should never train MMA, you should never fight any amateur fights, you should never fight any professional fights. Because, you know why? Because you guys don't deserve it. Obviously, you know, those guys are going into MMA and leaving $1 million contracts because they love MMA, you know. Brock Lesnar, he didn't need a paycheck, man. He had tons of money, he could retire, man, anytime he wanted. But he wanted to compete, man. That's why he went pro wrestling to football. He was way too aggressive, couldn't follow the rules. Then he's like, shit, I can't play football. So he's like, okay, I'll go do pro wrestling in Japan. Then he's like, oh, okay, MMA's exploding. Maybe I should try my hand in that. And now he's the UFC champion. Bobby Lashley, he left WWE, went to TNA for some odd reason. Didn't really make sense. And then now he's a professional MMA fighter. Granted, he didn't have the best showing, but he's doing it for the right reasons, man. They want to compete in a real sport. They want to test themselves. They're not in it for the money, man. As long as you're in MMA doing it for the right reason, anyone can fight. Anyone can train, you know. Why hate? Why hate when someone's out doing their thing? There's way too many trolls online, and I don't think this is one of those things where you have to be worried about pro wrestlers coming to MMA and ruining it. You know, if anything, it's gonna help it. You know, believe it or not, the business model for MMA/UFC, I say UFC because that's the biggest organization right now, and WWE, their business models are basically the same. Okay, let me go on a tangent here and explain really quick. Okay, when you watch WWE Raw, what's the payoff? The pay-per-view, man. The interviews they do, the matches they do, it all leads up to one guy facing the other. And guess what the prime time on Spike TV does? It builds up the fights, man. Believe it or not, there are storylines at MMA. Let's go look at our last pay-per-view. BJ Penn versus Frankie Edgar. Rematch. BJ Penn says Frankie Edgar stole a decision by, you know, when they're announcing the winner, Frankie Edgar was throwing up his arms, trying to sway the judge's opinion. Frankie Edgar wants the rematch because he wants to prove to everyone that's doubted him, saying it was a fluke. Next co-main event, Randy Couture versus James Toney. What is the storyline? MMA versus boxing. You see, very, very simplistic storylines that are real, you know, compared to WWE's storylines. You know, the last storyline that I saw was just outrageous, man. Kane attacked his brother again, and this time put him in a vegetable state. And you're just scratching your head like, wow. I'm so confused, man. Pro wrestling storylines are just whoosh, right out the window. And guess what? After you build the pay-per-view, or build the show for the people to buy the pay-per-view, people buy the pay-per-view, and guess what? Each guy walks out to their own theme music. Yes, they do, man. Just like pro wrestlers. And guess what? They have a outfit too, man. Anderson Silva, what do you think? Black tights, yellow stripe on the sides. GSP. White gi, headband. You know? All these guys have outfits, man. Whether you believe it or not, man. Once they hit the ring, Bruce Buffer announces them. Guess what? WWE announces the wrestlers, or pro wrestlers too. And guess what? They do poses too, man. When they announce John Cena does this thing, Junior Dos Santos, he does this thing. And guess what? I went to a bar once, and Junior Dos Santos fought, and everyone like this. I was like, wow, that is one smart Brazilian guy, man. Because once you get that ingrained in someone's head, that's marketability at its finest, man. And yeah, you buy the pay-per-view and you watch these guys fight or wrestle or whatever, right, on WWE. And that's the payoff. Same business model, okay? I'm not throwing boxing in there because they don't have any new stars, man. Honestly, it's either Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather and Shane Mosley, but he's on his way out. So basically, they have no new stars. So obviously, they don't have the same business model as WWE and UFC. So I went into that tangent to explain to you why star power is important and why it's only going to help the sport, man. You know, the pro wrestler going to MMA, they're going to bring a lot of casual pro wrestling fans saying, hey man, this guy's fighting? Okay, let's go see what he can do. And then guess what? More and more fans are going to go into the sport. MMA is going to get into bigger and bigger sport. And for us hardcore MMA fans, guess what? We get to see more fights, more fighters, you know, everything, more events, everything. You know, for us hardcore fans, it's a blessing, man. You just have to be in non-troll mode and just look at this blessing in disguise, I guess. So yeah, that's my video. Any comments you guys have? Or what are your thoughts on pro wrestlers going to MMA? I think it's a beauty, man. Imagine going to Australia in 10 years and you see someone walking down like Affliction shirt or Tap Out shirt, and you're just saying, hey, what's up, man? Did you see last week's event? And then you just start talking about it. I think that's going to be pretty sweet, man. So yeah, that's my topic. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Asian MMA signing out. Thank you for watching my video.